Oh, look. Thank you so much, Flippy Stream. Fantastic. Okay, that's fun. I'm going to start again and hopefully you can hear me fine now. Let's just... Okay. Hopefully you can all hear me now. Good morning. How are you this morning? My name's Marion. I'm a teacher at Everyday English. So if you could not hear me earlier on, which I'm sure you couldn't, good morning, Steve the Outlaw. How are you? I will start again. Perhaps yesterday you saw some different things happening if you live in England. That's not if you live in the UK, just if you live in England. Did you see the English flags flying? Now remember, the English flag is not the same as a British flag. The English flag is white and it has red lines across and down. So if you saw that flag yesterday and were wondering why there were more of them, that's why. And perhaps you also saw some parades. So a parade is when people walk down the street together. Sometimes they play music, sometimes they're dressed up, and people watch them go past. If you did see these things and you were wondering why this is happening in England yesterday, this is why. We are having every year a day that is special just for England. And this day always happens on the 23rd of April. So yesterday was what we call St. George's Day. In England, we have a patron saint. Now, maybe you don't understand those words. So a saint in the Christian church is somebody who is considered holy. Somebody who perhaps did some very good things in their life, and after they died, the church, the Christian church, decided that they should be a saint. So a patron saint is the kind of saint who looks after a specific thing. So there is a patron saint for animals. There's a patron saint for children. And there are also patron saints for many countries. And in England, that saint is St. George. So remember, in the UK, there are 4 parts, 4 countries within the United Kingdom. There is England. England's patron saint is St. George. And he has a special day on the 23rd of April. And in Scotland, the patron saint is St. Andrew. He also has his own special day. In Ireland, the patron saint is St. Patrick. He also has a special day. And in Wales, the patron saint is St. David, and he has his own special day as well. If you did see these things happening yesterday and you were wondering, what is this about? And you are still thinking, but who is St. George? I'm going to tell you the story about St. George. So this story has been told for hundreds and hundreds of years. This story is about St. George and a dragon. So if you haven't heard the word dragon before, a dragon is a very large animal. very dangerous, and fire comes from its mouth. Luckily, dragons aren't real. You only find them in stories. So here it is. Here's the story of George and the dragon. A long time away, in a faraway land, lived a dragon. It was big and strong, cruel and hungry, always hungry. The people from the village nearby were afraid. They didn't want the dragon to attack them, but they needed to give the dragon some food. Together, the people of the village made a plan. Every day, they gave the dragon 2 sheep. The dragon ate the sheep and didn't attack the village. After some time, the people saw that there weren't many sheep left. They decided to give the dragon 1 sheep each day and 1 person. Every morning, they chose the person in a lottery. Now, a lottery, perhaps you've heard that word. A lottery is when everybody puts their name in a box and then you choose one name. In a good lottery, maybe that person will win some money. But this was not a good lottery. This was a bad lottery. The person whose name was chosen would be eaten by the dragon. So nobody wanted to win this lottery. But when a family lost one of its members, the village gave it lots of riches. One day, the princess of the village won the lottery. On her way to the dragon's cave, she met a knight called George. Now, when I say night, I don't mean night in the way that we say night and day. That's not what I mean. This word, night, is different. Can you see we've got the silent K here? A knight in the olden days, in old times, was like a soldier. The knight hurried to the dragon and used his sword to kill it. A beautiful red rose grew from the dragon's blood. George gave it to the princess. George later became a saint, and his symbol is the red rose. So a rose is a kind of flower which we have a lot of here in England. And the red rose has become England's symbol. So again, a lot of countries have their own symbol, a picture that represents their country. And for England, it is the red rose. Perhaps if you like rugby, you see that English rugby players have a red rose on their t-shirts, on their sports kit. So this is the story of some of England's national traditions. Our patron saint, St. George. Our national day for St. George, St. George's Day on the 23rd of April. Our national symbol, the red rose. And it's all based on stories which have been told for hundreds and hundreds of years. So as you can imagine, that was a long time ago. Not all of the story is true. Certainly not the dragon part. Definitely no dragons. But it's part of our tradition and part of our culture. What about your country? Can you tell me, does your country have a patron saint? Does it have a special day? Maybe an Independence Day? Does it have a national symbol? What does its flag look like? Are you proud of coming from your country? What makes you proud of coming from your country? Let me know in the comments. You can make comments after the broadcast and I can still see them and answer you. So I will be back this afternoon for our game session at 1:30. Come along and see me and we can play games and learn English in a fun way. I will also be back next week, next Saturday morning, so I hope to see more of you then. And I will have my microphone on, which will be better. Have a fantastic week. Have a lovely Saturday. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Bye for now.